Okay. Looks like we are live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to some Factorio. These seem to be very slow, but they are running at full speed. I suppose we're not using that many of them. Oh yeah, they're backed up quite a lot. All right, that's fine. So, what's the plan today is we've actually got a list of the things I want to do. First of all, get woodworking, double the slurry for mineral catalyst, and then iron sheet coils. Okay, I should not be in there when I'm pressing my push to mute button, because my push to mute button is space, and I'm just adding a whole bunch of spaces there. So yeah. This is basically our wood setup. So we've got these tiny little builds here, and this is the amount of buildings that we need to produce 4 red belts of wood. Which is quite a lot of buildings. So yeah, but to be fair, we don't. I need to get these done by the end of the episode, but I think what I'd like to do first is actually expand this. And I think to expand this, what I'm going to do is this. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I don't want the bots picking up filter frames off the belt. Because then the bots will put them in a chest somewhere and they'll get lost, and the total amount of filter frames on this belt will actually be reduced. And then when we set it up again, those filter frames will just be sitting in the logistics network forever. So I'm going to cut off the coal. This system will eventually not produce any more filter frames. This belt will be completely cleared. And at that point, we will extend the belt, redo the belt, whatever we need to do. Yeah. So, we'll let that sit. We'll let that, I was about to say settle. I was trying to say sit and settle at the same time. I ended up saying settle, but that's not excellent. All right, let's go and let's start making these woodworking buildings. Yeah, I might start saying all sorts of weird words. I've been doing a lot of farming simulator for the past week. It's a little bit like Factorio, but not so much. Although, thank God it's got AI workers, because if I had to actually drive all the machines around by myself in my 6 fields, I'd probably be going nuts. But yeah, we're using a lot of AI workers to do a lot of AI working stuff for us, and it is awesome. I like Farming Simulator. It's a slow pace, but it's kind of fun. Quite fun. Alright. So let's have a look here. We'll do some simple ones. Obviously, there's some tree seed generators which require actual trees, which we do have some trees here, so we'll probably be making those by hand. But we definitely don't have enough. Actually, I did a little build. It's all coming back to me now. We did a little build here to actually make these. Are you getting picked up? Oh, was your desert tree seed generator? Okay. I'll leave this on, but 6, 10, and nothing. Okay, we'll let that run now. That should produce a lot. We'll have to rejigger the blueprint. And we'll have to make this slightly bigger. We'll have to, because I think all of the tree seed generators we've got up there are actually temperate ones. I was kind of hoping the actual building... I thought the actual building was just a tree seed generator. No? No, they're actual... They all have the same recipe, but the name of the building is actually different, which is annoying. I thought the name of the building would be the same, which means we could just throw... it would just work, but apparently not. Alright. Get rid of this. So Shift N, Control N. Control N brings it back up. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, let's have a look at what we need. Let's get this guy working first. Algae, we didn't go for algae farm 3. We went for algae farm 2, I believe. That is correct. So it seems like it needs pretty much the same thing. Iron, stone brick, iron pipe, and basic circuit boards. Which is almost exactly what we've got over here. Alright. I think we just build this then. Picker and 1, and then you are that, and you are that, and Shift L and Shift L. We forgot the pipe. We did have pipe somewhere. We got pipe up here. And the iron's all the way over the other side of the belt. That's alright, we can still make it work. Iron pipe. Actually, put that up there just in case. So, alright. So that's LG Farm, and that's LG Farm 2. Okay, that's done. What's the next one off the list? Greenhouses? Same deal. Same exact deal. A little bit harder to get the pipes over here. Wait a sec. Alright, what do we need? We need greenhouses, and then we need composters and the tree seed generators. We gotta get the tree seed generators. What do composters take? Composter? Pretty much the exact same thing. Alright. So it takes wooden chests. Alright, so we're gonna build, probably over here is where we'll build the composter, and we'll get some wood thrown up there, and that'll be not too bad. So you are desert tree seed generator. Pick up from there. And Bob Shuckle. We need one more for the basic circuits. Alright. Now, composter. Needs iron gears. Okay, so what we do is make that a long inserter, and then we make another long inserter. And now things are getting a little bit complicated. This one has to be long, and this one has to be dropping there. And then this needs to be wooden chests. Pick up there. Drop it into one tile, and then we just need some wood. I'm probably not putting wood up anywhere close to this. I don't think I've even putting wood on the belt, on the bus. I think I stopped putting wood on the bus a million years ago because I was like, I'm never going to need wood on the bus. All right. So we don't have requester chest, so we kind of have to put it on the bus, unfortunately. I'm going to put it down here, though. Just going to put it down here. We're not going to squeeze it up into there. Because look at all this crap we got here. All right. Okay. It's kind of ironic. To make wood, we need wood. Okay. Come on. No. No, there's no way that's going to happen. Okay. And we're actually one off where I want it to be, but that's fine. A wooden chest, which just requires wood. Okay, let's go get that wood set up. And that's pretty much everything for wood processing. Obviously, we do need to fiddle the blueprint a little bit so we can get the different tree seed generators going. But other than that, it's not too bad. Alrighty. Okay, it was actually all the way over here that I just decided, you know what, we're never going to need wood again on the main bus, so just get rid of it. And what a mistake that turned out to be. Of course, it took us, what, about 25 hours to realize that was a mistake, but it is what it is. Okay, that's done. Washing plants. I could have sworn I made those. And a bunch of other miscellaneous things, actually. It's a bit hard to tell because we've got so many solar panels and accumulators being built. It's sort of overloading the build path. It looks like this turned off, though. It looks like we're going the right direction. The steam engines have deactivated, and they didn't activate again overnight. So our improvements to the power grid are doing very well. They're doing what they need to do. Alrighty. Let's have a look. So there's going to be some things like the viscous pumps and the thingamybobs, the big fluid tanks, which I'm just going to build manually. I don't think we need to do anything fancy. Alright, so need 3 of these and 1 of these and a decent amount of washing plants. So the washing plants I will actually automate. I'm actually a little bit surprised I haven't automated them already, but let's go ahead. Should be over here. 1 of these and 3 of these. Need a little bit more iron from somewhere. Alright, beautiful. That's that taken care of. Alright, we're really starting to not have a lot of plastic from here. I might go up there. We'll get the washing plants automated, then I'll go up there and see what's going on. Because I have kind of ranged up bots as well, so we have to make sure that this keeps running. Hopefully we just need to empty a fluid tank, and then it'll be good to go. But washing plant 1s... It's the same old construction materials. The same old ones. We do not have enough space here. Can I build it? No, can't build it up the top. We're completely out of space. All right. I think I can build it here, though. All right, give me a washing plant. And we might need an assembly. No, we don't actually. We're already sending pipes up the side. That's a thing of beauty. I love this little, all these little builds that I've just done, where I just had the foresight to put pipes and gears on the belt. It's wonderful. Okay, and you need to be long. And that's it. Washing plant 1s taken care of. Seafloor pumps, that's what it's called. And my big tank. Go into trash lots, and they will eventually end up being built over here. So as far as I can tell, we're done here. A lot of things like power poles and assemblers it's running low on, but that's just because I just built so many of them. Okay, so that'll probably take a good hour to actually work. Now, we do need to fix this up. This is doing 160 per second. Each of these is producing 150 per second. So we've got 20 times 150, which is 3,000. So we're basically gonna need 20 of these guys. So what we're gonna do is 8, 10, 20, and I'm pretty sure we are... Pretty sure these guys are already automated. And we can actually get rid of some of these. No, we can't get rid of them. Because that's too far for them to join. Well, you know what? I reckon we can... Nah, even if we get rid of them and then drag them, it's not going to do much because there's only 2 spots here. And I think... I mean, like, if we do this... Oh, it does stretch all that way. Okay, let's just have a crack. We're not speed running this game, so I think we can try and make this a little bit nicer. Alright, that's beautiful. Reduced our power pole usage by a little bit, which I'm very happy about. And that'll definitely result in all of the water being drained here. Which will give us pretty much unlimited saline water. Alright. But yeah, this is going to take a while. And we still actually need to do the belt logistics for all these guys. I haven't done all the belt logistics. We need to do the iron. Get rid of this wood. The wood. There's so much wood in the way of this wood build. It's just... I'm just going to clear out all this wood, to be honest. I just don't want it here. I know it's the height of irony to say that I don't want it here, but I really just don't. It's a much cleaner build if there's no wood. All right. Okay. So this needs sand and compost. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting all my math muddled up. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You don't actually need anything here. This is just to make sure that it's on one side of the belt. No, there's no input required on that side. Okay, we're beautiful. So we've got the compost set up. We got the lime set up. Probably need to figure out these power poles in a while. This is producing the soil and Control N. Soil, we're producing 40 per second, which is on 6 different belts. And we have 6 different belts as input. And what do these guys take again? Soil and tree seeds. And what did we say for soil? We need 10 seeds per second. 20... I can't remember the exact split. I have a feeling it's like 16 and something. I can't remember. Well, anyway, let's have a look. All right, so it's 5 over 4. So it's 25 trees per second. No, 25 soil per second. And then over here, again, it's 5 over 4. 25, which is 12.5. So it's 25 and 12.5. So it's splitting into 3. So what we could do here, we need a 4 to 6 balancer. A 4 to 3 one would work as well, but then we wouldn't be able to match. It would be not enough throughput unless we converted it to red belts. Alright. Alright. Do we want to afford this? Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? I'm just gonna make a direct 4 to 7 balancer. No, 4 to 8. Or a 4 to 8 will be better. And we're gonna merge 2 of the belts together. This one can actually just be output priority of... Where is it? Where's that bloody... right. And then we'll just send this guy down here. And put that there. All right. And then this is going to produce a whole bunch of seeds, which we put in a... Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of belt shenanigans. So I'm going to leave 2 rooms between each one. And yeah, like that. And we're going to have a slightly messy sort of main bus thing going on here. Okay. And this thing, I could split this off actually. You know what? Maybe I should keep these guys a little bit closer together. I don't think they need to be split up that much. I was going to have everything threading through, but now I realize that's probably a mistake. So we'll just move it up like this. All right, beautiful. And we are still building belts back in the main base because you can see them all popping up here. All right, so this guy... like that, and like that, and like that. Again like that, and again like that. And yeah, we only need 10 seeds per second total, so don't need any more belts than that. I mean, these other belts, that's way overkill. It's like, was it 25 we said? Split over 6 belts. These belts are not going to be very empty. No, not going to be very full, I should say. And then we just need to get the trees out. So it's going to be 20 trees per second. Okay, I'm an idiot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the wood output. I've connected it to the wrong thing. That's alright. Just do that instead. Yeah, these things happen. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, would you look at that? I already got some compost. Where's that compost coming from? A few of these guys are producing compost. That's awesome. That is very, very awesome to see. And then these guys, once they get the lime, will start working. But that's going to take a while. Okay. So what we need is a 628 here. Damn it. The 628 doesn't work with yellow belts, apparently. Okay, we're just going to do a 6 to 7 then. It doesn't matter too much if we do a 6 to 8 or a 6 to 7 because, I mean, what it means is that this belt that's going to the C generator will be very, very low until these belts go all the way in here and back up. So eventually the whole system will balance itself out. And you've got to remember, we need 12.5 soil, so still enough to fit on a belt. So these belts will have to back up a lot, and then this belt will eventually be completely full. All right, that's a bit better. And that is a bit better. Okay, and start. You know what? I don't actually like doing that. It's technically faster. Well, it's faster to place the belts, but it's not faster because you have to sort of line it up from the top direction as well. So now we've done that. Now it's going to be a lot faster. And I got to tell you, once again, I got my breakfast sitting in front of me. Haven't touched a bite. One day I will finish my breakfast fully before I have to start streaming. Well, I say have to start streaming. I don't have to start, but one day I'll finish my breakfast before I plan to start streaming. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to have 6 lanes versus of trees here. And what I'm actually going to do is this. And yeah, it does seem like this is a huge mistake until you realize we're going to do this. And then it all works. Then, so we're not accidentally putting trees back onto the wrong place. All right. So that's, because we got 20 trees total, so that's going to be 10 of them. And then this is going to be the other 10. And we'll do the same thing again, except this time using the proper one. And there, and there. Technically, we don't actually need these undergrounds here. We could just underground straight under. But I kind of have a bit of a preference to the important good should not be the one being undergrounded. Having said that, I just did change it. So, you know what? I actually want to move these up here. Okay, you can go up and do a nice little 2 to 4 balancer here. Yeah, there's a throughput unlimited one apparently, but we don't need that. I'm not sure if I needed to go to the balancer book for that, but okay. Probably should have reversed these belts, but anyway. There we go. There we go. And then these are going to be our full belts of wood. And because of our foresight, we don't need to send them over to anywhere else. And I might as well start putting some stations down. So we're going to have a load station. And a... Well, here's the interesting thing. I said we were going to get wood done this episode. That's kind of a lie, because we're not going to be bringing in iron. Well, maybe we can bring in iron. We'll have to do a bit of a rush to bring in iron, though, but... Because we haven't built the station to make the iron sheet coils yet. But it is actually on our list, iron sheet coils, which has an extra S for some reason. I'm not sure when that happened. But yeah, where did this go? Always in the way, always. And theoretically, when we're ready, we could just switch these belts coming out of the wood section over to red, and that'll be it. Every other belt we can just leave as yellow because they've already got the correct ratios and all that sort of stuff, but the belts coming out of here, we could just switch them over to red, and then we're all good. I do like in this mod the fact that yellow belts are got this very long sort of underground thing about them. And that's it. That's all the belt work done. Let's just double check. So we got these belts going in here, along with these ones. They get sent out, and the soil gets split all over the place. And I actually want to fix this up because that looks kind of janky. There we go. That's a bit nicer. So create some seeds. The seeds go around, spread over. Then they create some trees, and Bob's your uncle. Now, one thing that we are missing is water for the tree growers. We haven't got any water for them yet, so I'm going to have to get that set up. These guys need water as well, apparently. Alright. We do have them set up so they provide water to each other. So we've got water for here. So let's actually have a look. You need about 1 water per second. And we've got 300. So that's 300 water per second. You need, say 2. So you need 160 per second. So theoretically, we could probably just yank off this one and reuse it. But I'm not going to do that because that's... We're going to give these guys their own dedicated water supply. Don't need those. And then we're going to do another one down here. And we're just going to put some offshore pumps. One there. And one there. And that way we don't have to drag pipes between these builds. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. That should be everything good to go. Running out of clarifiers a bit. What's... Oh, it's full on saline. Okay, I'm happy with that. Being full on saline water is something that I'm fine with. These guys not having power is not something that I'm fine with. Okay, you guys will have power, you guys don't. So we just bridged across that gap. Oh, I see. There was supposed to be a power pole here, but the big one was blocking it. Okay. Have a look at some more power problems. You get a power pole, you get a power pole, and you get a power pole. I don't know if these ones seem like they're alright. This one I'm not sure, so we'll give it a power pole, and these guys definitely need... I think we're overloading the connection on some of these machines. You can only have like a total of 4 connections or something, and after that you can't put any more on it, which is why sometimes the power poles just don't like to connect. Okay, so that should take care of... I say it should take care of... Oh, it's not actually flashing. It doesn't have enough power. These guys don't have enough power. Okay. See, this power pole is overloaded. This one is overloaded as well. We just need something in here, something in here, something in here, and something in here. And that should join all of those guys up. Like that, like that, like that, and like that. And that should get all those guys powered up. I think that should be it. All right, we'll just let those guys cook for a little while. Iron is looking very troubled, actually. This is not good. Okay, well, we've basically run out of the mine, is what's going on there. I deliberately didn't hook that iron up to the new trains because I wanted to drain that mine, and it looks like we have drained that mine. Well, there's a couple of lanes still left that we haven't actually hooked up to yet, so I'll go and hook up to those, and we'll drain those, and then once we finish draining those, then we'll hook up to the actual belt that needs to be hooked up. This is way out of Roboport range, so I have to go over there on foot. I could drive over there, but the problem is if I drive over there, I'm probably going to hit a fair few things, because it's just what happens. I drive over and I hit a fair few things, and everything, not everything gets destroyed, but quite a lot gets destroyed. Yeah, look at this iron. This iron is freaking terrible. Okay. So this belt is already feeding in. Well, this one is interesting because where was this? This belt is just dead ending. Okay. That was when we were belting in. Okay. I don't know, I just like doing that for everything now. I don't know why. Okay, so that's a full belt going there. And then... what we'll do is we'll just do this in here. Alright, that should be everything. I believe these are the only two. Well, this one's still got a little bit left, but these are the main two. 290k. Alright. We'll let these guys go. They should be going for a little while. But eventually what we'll need to do is we'll need to take this extra bit of iron, this belt right here, and we're going to need to hook it in. We might actually need 2 of these, I think. So we might need an extra train coming in with iron, something like that. Yeah, we've definitely got a lot of these guys. Let's go get Mineral Catalyst back online. Alright, beautiful. Okay. So what I'm going to do is going to do this. If I remove that, we're still going to get power from other sources. Okay. So, what we're going to do here is we're just going to double this. 1, 2, 4, 5, go away. So So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And hopefully we should have enough, like we got like over 600 filters just sitting in that chest, so. Yeah, I could send the belt further up to give us more space to expand later, but that's going to result in a lot of filters just being in the middle of nowhere, so we're not going to do that. Okay. So those two are still matching up. These ones are connecting across. This should be fine. I don't think there's going to be any problem with this. All right, so we can probably hook that one up again. Yeah, and now we're doubling the amount of slurry we're making, which is great because we were definitely producing too much of the slag slurry for these 14 machines to handle. So doubling them, definitely the right. So we can actually get rid of that. All right. So I guess our plan for the rest of the episode is going to be to get iron sheet coils made. And once we get iron sheet coils made, which we're going to do up here. Yeah, up here is where we're going to get them made. We can start sending them down here. And I think what I actually want to do, if we have a look at iron plates, yeah, we just take a basic assembler and we unwrap a sheet coil. So that means that we can easily, because iron plates stack size are 200, these guys stack size are 200, so it's way, way more efficient just to send the iron sheet coils around on a train. And we'll be thanking ourselves later for doing that once we start getting into the real mega base stuff. So yeah, let's have a look actually. So we got iron plate, iron sheet coils. So that's way down the line. Advanced iron cast. It's actually not that far down the line. Just blue, but I mean coolant and stuff. Oil. It takes oil to make it. All right. Not sure if we're ever going to be desperate enough to use that. But anyway, molten iron. We're not going to mess around with like any of these recipes, like, because we're doing this fancy procedure which allows us to make pure iron. No more mineral catalyst. I guess we did shut that process down. But yeah, we're doing the fancy process that allows us to make pure iron ore, which means that these are not great because it's easier to make pure iron ore than it is to make pure silicon ore. So we might as well just do this. Look, if silicon was a waste product that we're trying to get rid of, this would be awesome. But it's not, so we're not going to do that. Now, let's have a look. So 12 iron ingots. Hold up a sec. This is confusing me a little bit. Alright. So 12, this is multiplied by 10 and then divided by 40. So it's 4 to 1. Yeah, it's basically 4 to 1. So for every 4 iron ingots we bring in, we're going to produce 1 iron sheet coil. And I think that's all we're going to do here. We only need water as a separate product, so that's fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some unload stations. It's going to be iron ingots. Where are the iron ingots? I've lost them. No, there they are. And then we're going to make 1 station, which is going to be over here, and that's going to be iron sheet coils. And we got room to expand for another 4 ingots coming in and another 1 coming out if we want to. So this can be awesome. And it seems like a bit crazy, we're only building 1 iron station, but yes, it'll be iron sheet coils, which will go a long way. They'll go a very long way. All right. So we're pretty sure we don't have any iron ingot trains. Groups, no. No, we definitely don't. All right, so we're going to need some more trains. This is my depot, isn't it? Yes. Again, like so. Iron ingot trains. And I keep forgetting to do this, or I just... But yeah. That's a lot of multi-phase oil. We do have a decent amount over here, but we got a lot more over there. Having said that, if we're just doing copper, blah, 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 we could probably do that over here and maybe sneak in a couple of multi-phase oil trains. Because, yeah, look at this. This is going to be 1, 2... If we do 8 inputs and 2 outputs, then we have 1 station left over here. 1 station left over there. So we can make 2 multi-phase oil trains that just sort of sneak out of here. And that should be fine. Alright. Yeah, that iron being dead really gave us a problem. Is it getting better? Kind of. We've got a decent amount going in here. We've got a decent amount going in there. And these guys are not producing full belts though, so yeah. We're going to have to start... This is coal. And this is slag. Was there an iron belt going up here to supplement this? It's kind of this belt. Also supplemental coal, which we're not going to need anymore, actually. We're using the hacky bots to get rid of these. Actually, are we? No, I'm standing literally right here. I don't know why I'm still on the map view for this, but... Alright. There we go. Beautiful. So that'll prefer the iron from the other area. But we are going to... That's the right belt, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the slag belt next to it, so... So we'll probably need a 5th one once this iron patch, this sapphirite patch completely runs out, but for now that'll give us a bit of a boost and hopefully get us back to 2 full iron belts again. Okay, so let's return to the mega base. This is obviously running out of belts because we're running out of iron, but we've just fixed that, so that should work itself out. The wood processing should work itself out. Let's go ahead. What is this? Puffer nest. Okay. I thought it was an actual tree, but no. We do need trees. Swamp tree. Yes, we need that. Yeah, I'll go back later and I'll figure out all the tree related stuff. But for now, looks like the bots... Oh, the bots are actually not doing too much. They're just waiting for materials for the most part. Okay, let's go ahead, clear off some of this garbage. Alright, so we got 4 belts of iron ingots coming in, and we need 1 belt coming out of iron sheet coils. Okay, so this is a 2-stage process. First of all, oh, we're just using these, aren't we? Do we want to use the induction furnace 2s? For a 1.5 boost, I'm not sure it's worth it. Let's just make sure they can do it. Okay, you can definitely do that. You can't do that. Do we? I think we may need... No, that one can't do it either. Is it strand casting machine? Yeah, strand casting machine. Alright. So this does 30 per second. If we do the bigger one, that does 45 per second. And it does 4.5 per second. Okay, that's annoying from a ratio point of view. This one just takes in 3. So that means we can use... Because, yeah, if you've got a machine that takes in 4.5 iron ingots per second, 4.5 doesn't fit into 30 and it doesn't fit into 15. So that's just annoying. So, yeah, we're not using that machine. Maybe later on we'll use it. But for now, we're just going to use this one. Level 1 machine. I'm not sure if I got these automated. I definitely don't have strand casting machines automated. Anyway. Once again, we are going to build for red belts, even though we're using only yellow belts. Okay, so... And what we can do is we can just start with this section over here. So we're actually going to need a lot of these. 0.5 per second. And we are going to need enough to build 30. So we need technically 60 of these machines. That's a lot. I'm just wondering how we... Okay. We do this. And a power pole. And then that goes like that, and that goes like that. Alright. So yeah, we just need a whole bunch of these machines. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need a total of 60. 20, 30. Yeah, I'll just keep going up. I'll just keep going up. Why not? Okay. So that is going to be... Oh. Always hate this bloody thing. Because, yeah. Have to do that. Because the undergrounds, the yellow undergrounds can't get that. Once we switch over to red belts, that'll probably no longer be a concern. Okay. These extra... I'll put a basic block up here as well. Just to be safe. Alright. So, 60 of these. 60 times 20 is 1200. Which means we need 40 of these. Hold up a sec. 40 of these. And so we need 10 per belt. And 10 of these take in 30. Okay, so we're good. We are good. So we need a lot of strand casting machines, but relatively low amounts of these guys. 10. Alright. And I don't think we should be triggering any sort of pipe. That's not going to reach. Okay. Not going to be triggering any sort of pipe limit shenanigans with this setup. Alright. Bloody trees everywhere. I guess I didn't mark these trees for destruction. So I'm going to go do that. Alright. 3 and then 4. And the power poles actually connect to each other, which is nice. Alright. And the power pole that always needs to be destroyed because it's always in the way. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a thing of beauty. I'm not going to do anything crazy like belt balancing here. Because, I mean, it's not really worth it. Like, if it was going 3 into 4 or something, but it's 1-to-1, so we don't really need to do any of that stuff. All right. So I'm pretty sure we're not producing these guys, but that's all right. Okay, that should be it. Well, not quite. There we go. Connected there, and that will be it. Well, we need some water, of course. Need some water. I should probably do the maths on this. So we need 60 times 10 is 600. Okay, so it's still enough to just have one offshore pump. Offshore pumps do 1200. I should probably double check that because I've been working a long time. Yeah, 1200 per second. Okay. Definitely fine. How's this going? Oh, we got one full belt of compost. Of course, because we're not producing any lime. But yeah, that's definitely nice to see. Why aren't we producing any lime? This guy's full on that, it's full on that, full on that. Full on thin mud water. This guy's full on water. Hold up a second. Okay, this is one of the bugs that can happen sometimes. When you put down an offshore pump and the water ghost at the same time, what'll happen is it just won't pump anything. So this one worked fine. These ones didn't. Actually, I think we might need to replace the actual pump. Not sure why I did the underground, but the actual pump should do it. May need... No, this one seems to have worked. This one hasn't. This one hasn't, so we've got to replace this one. I think if you put the pump down when there's no water here, the bots will place it, but then it won't work. And even after you autofill after the pump has been placed, it still won't work. So it all depends on the order of what gets put in first, the water pump or the autofill. So these are all disabled. Are they actually running though? It's running. I think they're all three are running. It's a bit hard to tell because I think they're all running. Anyway. If they're not running as well as they should, then we're going to have to come back and sort that out. Alright. So once they get fixed up, then we should have lime coming out, which is beautiful, and then we'll start to see some actual soil get made, which is very nice. Yeah, what have we got going over here? Bot's just taken a while. They shouldn't take too long because I suppose they had to do all of the belt work. So they're probably still getting all the belt work done for this area. Okay. Let's go back to our trains. Train's good to go. Okay. You can go away. You are going to be my iron ingot trains. This station list is going to become very unwieldy eventually, but for now it's going to be fine. Refuel and depot, and that's the right train. Always make sure you have the right train selected before you copy and paste, because otherwise it's very bad. It's very, very bad. And I think what I might want to do is, after we've got the iron coils, the iron sheet coils, I might just rip up this entire thing. What will... I mean, we're putting one iron thing through there, but I think once this is gone, we might just absolutely rip up all of this crap and just send some iron sheet coils over there. I think that's the... because then that'll be a lot easier. And once we got steel sheet coils, we'll do the same. We can have one belt of iron sheet coils, one belt of steel sheet coils, and that'll be enough for the starter base. And we can... eventually we'll rip up this entire area and just it'll be replaced by the mega base. Okay. Oh, my boss just went crazy. Alright, let's... the iron is looking a lot healthier. Okay, I'm happy about that. We can start to get some actual buildings created again. And I'm sure a lot of iron... It's quite weird, actually. The steel is really backed up, but the iron isn't. Yeah. And that's all good. It'll be nice to see some stuff going on. We can actually have a look at the little status display. What's going on here? I wish when you mouse over a display panel it would show you. Okay, iron ore. That shouldn't be that low. Sulfur dioxide is fine, but iron ore shouldn't be that low. Are we not making... oh, duh. I turned off the mineral catalyst. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I don't... do I have a display for mineral catalyst here? I guess not. I guess I didn't make one. If I made one, it would probably be very low. Yeah, the trains won't actually go over there. I'm guessing all of the mineral catalyst trains are hiding over in the depot somewhere. Yeah, okay. Oh, we got tin as well. We set up tin at some point. I don't think this has ever been working because of lack of mineral catalyst, but set up properly. Whoa, what's the deal here? What is going on here? What is wrong with this? I think I messed up somewhere. These bottom ones should be there, and there, and there, and there. Okay, that's a lot better. At some point we'll do lead as well. We could probably do lead now, because, I mean, we're just waiting for stuff to be built over here. So we could probably get started on lead if we really wanted to. I do have the station for it. I actually want to make some more things over here. Straight, straight, and straight. T intersection, and T intersection, and station. And station. So that'll be kind of tin sheet coils, and then lead sheet coils, or lead or whatever, and then we'll make steel sheet coils over here. We're not gonna... I don't think we need to make steel ingots. There's no point putting them on a train. So if we have a look at steel plate, steel ingots. The problem is with steel ingots, what are they used for? Molten steel, molten steel, molten steel. Molten Invar. Alright, I forgot about I forgot about Invar and cobalt steel. Okay, I forgot about those. Alright, so question is... no, you know what? There's still no point, because steel ingots, there's only one way to ever make steel ingots, and that's iron. Although, having said that, it would be better from a train point of view to maybe make a steel ingot station. You know what? I think we're just going to have to do it. We're just going to have to do it. I don't really like doing it because it means another station which is going to have a cache. And caches are great to some degree in a mega base, but they also have to fill up, and it takes ages for them to fill up. Alright, all we're waiting for is belts here. That's all we're waiting for. Got a little bit of stuff going on here, but we're just waiting for belts. Definitely need to get that mineral catalyst back up and running. Because it's, I mean, iron ore is going to be draining. Oh god, these have drained. That's not good. We may have just created a brownout situation. Although not really, because all we're waiting for is belts. And belts require only iron ore. And it looks like all of these are set to be created. So yeah. And at the very least, they'll be created off this guy. So we haven't quite created a brownout situation, but we almost did. We almost did. Alright. What was I going to do? I mean, there's a few things we could do. We can't actually do lead yet because we need a station. We need this. We need to tap the rubite ore. Which is a little bit annoying because I got natural gas right next to it. And I want to tap... I'd like to tap both. We got natural gas over here as well. We got a bit of natural gas here, but that's not much. We could tap this rubite. This is 14 million. This is 11 million. The problem is if we tap it over here, we got no more stations to load it in. All of our stations are full at the moment. So I think we're going to tap this one. What we can do is get some basic blocks built. What the hell did I leave this state? Oh, this is for the rubite. This is the rubite station. Okay, that's why I left that station there. Okay. So go. Let's fix up some of these. Okay, let's put down... so these are all temperate tree seed generators. Let's put down some desert tree seed generators. That should be enough for now. Tree... Oh, actually we got 18. Alright, we'll do a few more. We'll do a bunch more. I don't think we're... I think it's going to be a very long time before we get all of these actually up. But... because there's just no way... I mean... maybe there is a way, but I don't think we've researched it yet. Like, to make desert trees. Like, desert tree... yeah, rare... alien plant life samples. Technically we can get them from doing gardens, but then we need desert tree seed, which isn't actually that hard to make, although we need... so we need alien plant life samples. And... I'm not sure if we want to save those for actually doing plant, because at some point we're going to need to want to make these 100%, like actually have a renewable source of like trees and gardens and stuff like that for science. Because I think this is actually, that plant crap is actually, yeah, it's actually a type of science. So not sure if we're, but you need crystal splinters. Yeah, modules. Do they actually need those crystal splinters? I'm not sure they do. I actually did look into making some modules. I was going to make some efficiency modules to put in all the miners, but it turns out they need silver. Or, okay, no, this our grid is looking a lot healthier. It's looking a hell of a lot healthier. And we've only probably done about 25% of the new area that I put down. Okay, I think we just keep moving forward and we keep letting stuff get built in the background. We already got some iron ingots going on over here. None of these. All right, let's get those machines created. Ooh, got some swamp trees. Thank you very much. Swamp trees will be great. Okay, let's get these machines set up. So we need induction furnace 1, which is basic McBasic over here, which we can probably just do over here. Running out of room. We can... eventually a lot of this will be cleared away because we'll only be using the infinite one. But that'll be a long way down the track. Yeah, we're definitely cramping everything in here right now. Okay. Okay. Pick up there. Alright, Shift L and Shift L and... I have a feeling the strand casting machines are going to be a lot more complicated. Yeah, we need bronze. We need all the bronze related stuff. Are we already building bronze pipes somewhere? No, that's a steel pipe. Okay, steel pipe doesn't help us. We need bronze pipe. I'm pretty sure we're producing... These are just regular pipes. No, that's steel pipes again. Where are we producing bronze pipes? I'd love to reuse a bronze pipe setup. I don't think we're actually making it. That's weird. We're producing so many buildings here. Where are the bronze pipes? I have no idea. All right, we're just going to have to build it up here. Not sure we still need that one. Okay, so you are going to be bronze pipes, and you are going to be strand casting machines. Pick up, drop. Of course, you do need a bunch of things here. Steel gear wheels and bronze pipes. This guy is just a total prima donna of a building. Alright. Shift L. Get some power poles in here. Another one over there. Alright, is that everything? I think that's everything. It looks like it. Pick up. And we're still just barely in row report range. Alright, so close that off. Close that one off. Okay. So that'll take care of those machines. Yeah. Alright. Iron is looking a hell of a lot healthier over here, which is very nice. It's taking you so long. Alright, I think we need a better assembler. Let's make a few of these. So we just got them on hand. Yeah, this pipe thing needs to be a better assembler. It is being overloaded quite a lot at the moment. That should improve things a little bit. Because yes, these guys need so many pipes. It's insane. Insane the amount of pipes they need. Composters are all done. Yeah, they're all done. But these are going to take forever. This is going to take absolutely forever. Oh, we got some lime going on. Soil is on the belt. Only on half the belt, but that's all we need it to be. Could actually... I forgot we only put it on half the belt. We could actually merge it a bit more. But yeah, there we go. Oh, we got our first... I'm not sure if it's our first tree, but we've got some trees being made. Which means we've got some soil going on the belt, so we got some trees being made. That's a thing of beauty. I don't think these guys are... Well, these guys wouldn't have done anything yet because they don't have any saw blades. But it doesn't look like they've received any trees yet. So that might actually be the first tree. Oh, here we go. There's a few trees. There's like 4 trees on that belt. These guys only make 1 tree each, right? No, they make 4 at a time. Okay, so these might be the first 4 trees. So they'll go in and... Yeah. But we need the iron. We need the iron to actually get them built. Which we will go ahead and do now, I think. Yeah, this is kind of... I'm not sure if this is a good playstyle, but this is kind of my playstyle. I go around and I double check. I don't double check, but I just like looking at builds to see when they actually fill up. If I had... It's probably better playstyle is just to ignore everything and just to keep building new stuff, and then you check back every now and then. But I probably check back way too often. But that's all right. That's just the playstyle that I have. And it's all good. So we're just waiting on some machines at the moment. A lot of these have been built. What the hell is going on here? That's not right. Ah, there must have... I think there was a tree under the covers which was doing some dodgy stuff. And it resulted in that. Okay, that's fine. Ah, we got some strand casting machines coming down. Water. We had the same old issue. We're going to have to replace that. Let's actually go over to water and make sure that they all got fixed. Done. Yes, we got water. Yes, we got water. Yes, we got water. Yes, we got water. Got water over here. That was pretty much it. I think we had some water over here as well. These guys all seem to be... Well, it's hard to tell if they're actually working or not. Because they've got water in them, but they could just be getting water pushed back from the pipe. I'm not sure if that actually works, but I usually... There's not a lot of situations where I need 5 water pipes at the same time, but that appears to be one of them. All right, so that's going to be working. Let's get a few trains down for iron sheet coils. And we can get a train. We'll get a train all the way over here, all the way on the right-hand side, the left-hand side, sorry. Station unload. And that is going to be iron sheet coils. Not silver, iron. Okay. And this is going to be, this would be the situation where I'd want to say, okay, maybe let's put it down to 60. In fact, for this particular one, I'm going to put it down to 60. Is that going to mess up when we move over to trains with an 80 capacity later on? I think it might. No, it shouldn't actually. It shouldn't. Because what it'll do is it'll say, oh, 60. Okay, I've got less than... I've got... yeah, as soon as it goes less than 60, it'll order a new train. So actually what we could do is we could make this really low. Like we could say 20. And that way it'll only get a train when it barely needs one. But this is like the lowest use of iron potentially in the entire game. Okay, so we need 3 of these, which means we need 4 iron per second. And the unwrapper produces 4 iron per second. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Might as well do something funky like this. Let's have a bit of fun here. Okay. And then yeah, we're not going to need enough to the point where we care what side of the belt these guys are on. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, and let's get a fast inserter on there. 4.4, it's exactly what we want. Get some power going on. And yeah. Now we need to finally hook up these guys. Okay. And let's, if I do up there, that's too close. I'll then do it a bit further, like that. Too far to connect. Ah, because it's 7. Alright. That kind of looks a bit janky, but I'm going to do it anyway, because that is what I want to do. Alright. Like so. All right. 2, 3, 4, and then read. It's not behaving correctly because it hasn't been built yet, but yeah. Okay, so enable, disable if saw blades is less than 50. 50 is a nice number. We could say 100. 100 is an even nicer number. Alright. Okay, so this belt will be absolutely full of saw blades. And what we could do, move this all over to here. Kind of looks a little bit janky, but yeah, that's all right. I generally don't like doing this though. But I also don't like putting undergrounds under power stations. So what we're going to do is we're going to do neither. There we go. And then we're going to move. It's still a little bit of a dog leg, but I don't mind that. It's not great still. It's not great. I'd love to just sort of... Am I really going to move this entire thing over 3? Yeah, I'm going to move it over 3. Yep. We're going to be pedantic. We're going to be extremely, extremely pedantic. If I do that... No. That's going to make it awkward to do this one. It's going to make it very awkward to do this one. But I still want to make this as straight as possible. I don't know why I'm being so pedantic when the rest of this looks like a dog's breakfast, but whatever. I'm going to do it like this. Because then at least this belt lines up with this belt, so it looks okay. Alright, that's it. Done. Done, 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 done. Done, done, done. Alright, let's get our 3 trains. You're going to be iron... I keep wanting to say iron strands, but they're not. They're iron sheets. Iron sheet coils, load until full, and unload until empty, and then refuel, and then depot. Okay. And 100% what we're going to do is, as soon as this is up and running, we're going to be feeding iron sheet coils into the mega base. Oh my god, what's going on with this? Alright, it's good. It's running. It's running at reasonably full speed. This is running at full speed. Alright, we've got the mineral catalyst back online. Because, yeah, I was starting to get worried. Like, eventually, where the steel is going to... No, it's already run dry. Steel is dead. Yeah, steel is dead. Alright. We need to get... Alright, iron ore is back online. Okay. We could actually look at our display. Yeah, iron ore is still desperately under. Still... Oh, we've actually got one... Yeah, this is fine. Still needs a lot. But it is starting to get a little bit better. It's starting to recover. Okay, beautiful. God knows what the mineral catalyst one would say if I put that out there. Alright. Starting to see some sheet coils come out, actually. I kind of feel like I don't want to constrain this one. Because here's the thing, right? It's iron ore. I mean, it's iron plates. We're going to need a lot of iron plates. And the fact that we only got one station supplying iron plates, I kind of feel like I want it to back up quite a bit, is, yeah, I don't know. Caching in a mega base is like a very, there's some people who say big caches are good. There's some people who say caches are bad. Let's put it this way. Big caches help hide problems in your base. If you don't have big caches, then problems will show up very quickly. But on the other side, you do have ebb and flow of a base. You might have times where you need a lot of iron really quickly, and you might have times where you don't need iron for a long time, like science, for example. You kick off a bunch of science, sometimes you need a lot of stuff very quickly, and then the science stops and you let everything back up. For science purposes, we're not going to say, okay, I'm going to make a build creating blue science that requires 2 full belts of iron, but we're only ever going to produce 1 belt of iron, and we're going to have the science only running 50%. And we're not going to do anything stupid like that. We're going to make sure that we have enough to run science forever, because otherwise that's just going to be a massive pain in the ass. But yeah, for things like a mall, like we're using a massive amount of resources at the moment in terms of the iron and the steel and all that sort of stuff that we're using. We're not going to build a base to say, okay, we need to be able to support this much iron per second for mall purposes, because that's just silly. The mall will run when it runs. Why is this not running? Is this another one of these changed recipes that I never picked up? What do you need? Your bronze pipe. Yeah. Of course you need bronze pipe. Well, that is actually bronze right there. We've got bronze right there. You are going to need to pick up from here instead. For this one, you're going to need to be bronze pipe. Drop position, and then... Oh, actually what we could do is like that. And then we just do like that. Okay. That takes care of that one. What else isn't being created? You need... bronze pipe is just... What else isn't being created? You're just running out of pipes. You're running out of pipes. Running out of steel. Yeah, okay. We understand that steel is dead. We understand it. That should be fixed fairly soon. It's kind of a pain because we're producing 4 belts of iron ore here, but we're using 4 belts of iron here. And we're also using 4 belts of iron here. So it all depends on the priority of the stations. And I feel like if the stations have the same priority, then it does something like, I'm going to deliver to the closest station first, or something like that. Which would be this one. And then, because we're using so much of these for this process, like this is the problem with having massive caches everywhere. Although these guys are fairly built up at the moment. Okay, if we have a look down here. Yeah, we need a lot of iron ore and a lot of mineral catalyst, but the iron ingots are actually not too bad. You only need 2 of them. Okay. And this one is already starting to build up at a decent rate. It's pretty much a full belt already, which I like. Yeah, okay. So that is... We can actually rub this off the... And soon enough, that'll become a full train. And then we have... I'm pretty sure we had some iron sheet trains that we created. Yep, they're just waiting at the depot. So they will go over and they will grab some iron sheets. One train will grab them and jump them over here, and that one train will probably last us for 1,000,000 years. Give me a power pole. Oh, actually, if we put it here instead, we can get this inserter going. Can I do it over like that? Yeah. Get that inserter going as well. I don't know, it doesn't matter where I put the bloody power poles, there's always something that annoys me. Either it's blocking the assembly machine, or it's blocking the inserter, or it's creating an angle that's too acute with the power pole. It's always something that just annoys me. But, whatever. Love this soil. I didn't realize at the time I was placing the belts that this was only half a belt. If I'd realized that, I might have... Oh, look at all the trees we got backed up already. This is awesome. We just need to get a little bit of iron in there to get some saw blades. All right. I feel like we continue on. Obviously, we're going to go for blue science. That's our eventual goal with this mega base. What are all these ruts doing? Just tree-related stuff. Obviously, yeah, we're going to go for blue science. We're just making the basics right now. I feel like our initial goal is to delete this. To delete a whole bunch of this stuff. Like 233, that's gonna rat out eventually. And this... Oh, of course this belt is dead. Yeah. Yeah, this process is just so shit. The sapphirite to convert to iron is just so terrible. Thank God we're using the new recipe now, but... yeah, how are we actually doing with this stuff? Because... I mean, obviously this process is built for red belts, but... we got plenty of sulfuric acid. Doing fine on sulfuric acid. The sulfuric wastewater is going out quite nicely. Sulfuric acid is still full. Okay, so that hasn't fallen over yet, which is nice. And yeah, we are consuming 4 full belts of crushed stone. And it seems like we should maybe upgrade these to red belts, because, yeah, look, half of these aren't even running at the moment. I'm not sure why I needed to upgrade these, but apparently we did. And then over here, it's just doing what it needs to do. It's doing a pretty good job. It's doing a pretty good job. But yeah, these belts starting to feel like I could make them red belts. Because how much crushed stone do we have in the system? 20 full trains of crushed stone is just lying around. Or have a look here. It's not backing up. This is backing up, actually. This is backing up. This is definitely backing up. We could... maybe this is like the #1 thing that we want to make a red belt. Is this belt. Do it. There's a lot of things that are just like, oh, I need red belts for this. I need red belts for that. I feel like maybe that's what we... Alright, let's have a look at the recipe for red belts. Maybe we just start making them in the mall. Yeah, steel gear wheels and bronze plates. Steel is still dead, so this is not a good time to be making that. Iron is being produced like crazy. We just need to wait. Yeah, who would have... I mean, I probably should have known that cutting this off would absolutely destroy my entire base for a prolonged period of time, but it is what it is. That's the ingots. Almost got a full train here. Alright, here's the thing. Let's just wait for this train to come off. And then we can watch wood come to life. And then after that, we've got the last 20 minutes of the episode. We can make another station. Because there's going to be so many stations that we just need to make. At some point. But it's... The interesting thing is the way I usually play with a mega base is I usually build something and then I go do something else. But while I'm doing something else, I leave the mega base running in the background. So it'll be like 1 hour of actual building stuff and then 4 hours of it just sitting idle. So things like this huge cache. Oh, we got a train. Yes, we have a train. The train is going to pick up some iron sheets, coils. Our first load of iron sheet coils. Very, very exciting. And we're going to be using these sheet coils or wire coil recipes everywhere for the trains because it's just so efficient for transport purposes. Yes, there we go. God, there's a lot of trees everywhere. At some point, I'm just going to remove every single tree. Maybe after we get requested chests, because then I can just have a requested chest for wood. Maybe in the starter base. These are bulk inserters, right? They're still taking their sweet time to move everything over. But that's alright, we can sit here and wait. This is a monumentous occasion. We're going to get the first wood in the mega base, and we're making the first iron sheet coils in the mega base. So 2 birds with 1 stone, and we actually need one of the birds to kill the other bird, which is very exciting. Oh god, it does take a while. If I do one of these guys here... No, we don't have the research to move it over 3 tiles yet. But eventually I think we'll have the research to move it over 4 tiles. So we can have 8 inserters here loading the train. And they will be insanely fast. This will be like a second to load this entire train eventually. Maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but way quicker. Like this is 17, we'll get this up to like 50 items a second, 60 items a second or something. It'll be like, boom. It'll just be so fast. But for now, we're just going to wait and see. I do like the fact that this is full already. This is making me extremely happy. We got most of these strand casters already, so yeah. Making me very, very happy. So I think, yeah. Yeah. What we might focus on is getting the rest of these things done, like the... Well, let's put it this way. I mean, we could switch over things, but we do have that big old stereotype patch at our main base. Part of me just wants to stop using the ore patches in my starting base. Like, yeah, we're going to empty out the sapphirite one, but the stereotype one, maybe we just stop using it. And then we just start shipping in copper sheets from the mega base or something like that. I'm really not sure exactly. Part of me wants to do that. Part of me... Because the thing is with stereotype, like... The problem is if we keep using stereotype for copper, we're going to be sending off some extra iron ore. And what are we going to do with that iron ore? We're not going to have any setup for it yet. What's going on here? Destination. Yeah, it's trying to go unload and it can't. Oh, look at all the train stuff going on. All right. What is... We should... I could have sworn I set this up. Unload. Enable train limit 0. Okay. I knew there was a... I thought there was a problem with... Okay, let's go... 50. Okay. That should be fine now. So the logic... the logic wasn't written the way I thought it was written. Because, yeah, so that's how much it wants. 50. Yeah, okay. So if we actually want 20 in here, what we need to do is say 60. Because I thought it was just, oh, if we get below 20, we send a train. But no, it's if we get below 20, including the amount that a train will send, then we send a train. All right, there we go. So 50, that means that we will only get a train once we get below 10 stacks, which is beautiful. All right, so we're just going to watch this because it should be an awesome thing to watch. you're going to be near, you're going to be far, and then you are going to be on that side, and you're going to be on that side. Because that's fun. Here we go. Whole bunch of saw blades. I did see some actual different saw blades. I'm not sure what the deal with those are. They probably work better. I mean, if we go up to here, wood. It's probably a recipe using that stuff later on. Oh, okay. I guess it's not going to work straight away because we are not good on the power poles. Unfortunately, we have to wait for those power poles to get delivered over. But yeah, that's a bit of an anticlimactic moment, but you always forget something. Something is always forgotten. Come on, please light up. Why are the bots not delivering this stuff already? Actually, are they lit up? I can't tell. I definitely can't tell. I mean, we are out of steel. So maybe there's no power poles being built. We've got 200 in storage. So they should be being built. Yeah. How much do these... Takes 1 iron plate. So for every steel coil, we'll be making 4 saw blades. Should be more than enough. I have a feeling these are lit up. It's very hard to tell because of the colouring, but I have a feeling they're being lit up. And there's a bot, but that bot's doing something else. Pretty sure, probably a greenhouse. Oh, there they are. There's the 4 little bots delivering us the power poles. Ah, yes. It'll all be worth it once we see wood coming out and being loaded into trains. It'll definitely be worth it. These inserters are all set up. They're all set up. They're all beautiful. So exciting. So exciting. And this guy probably wants another... No? It's 7.3, which is quite a lot. So yeah, I think it needs to get below 2,000, actually. Yeah, these bots. I really need some fast... Look at these bots. They're so friggin' slow. Alright. What else do we want to do for the rest of the episode? We could expand the counter thing. I'm not sure I'm really using that, to be honest. I just go to a station, I just hover over one of the power poles with the lines on it, and see how we go. I have a feeling we want to, if we get steel ingots going, which we'll do over here, if we get steel ingots going, actually, basic, then what we can do is we can get steel ingots into the into the starter base, and then at that point what we can do is we can feel a lot more comfortable about making red belts, because red belts, they do take a little bit of bronze plate. Oh, that's a lot of bronze plate, but it's a lot, actually a fair amount of bronze plate, but it is more steel because it's just like so many steel gear wheels, and each steel gear wheel is 2 steel. So yeah, this iron ore is beautiful the way that it works, but we really need to switch these over to be iron sheet coils and steel sheet coils. So maybe that's what we'll do at the end of this episode, I guess. We'll get some steel ingots. Yeah, steel ingots. We'll get some steel sheet coils, which will be, so steel sheet coils will be over here, steel ingots will be over here, and there we go. We're so close. We're just waiting for these 4 stupid slow bots to get over there, and then we will see wood. I'm not sure if we'll see belts full of wood, but we will see We'll see 2 stations getting wood because somebody forgot to put belts there. How did I forget that? I'm so forgetful. This is kind of ruins the surprise of waiting for the train to get over there and waiting for all this stuff to happen and blah blah blah, when you just have power poles and belts missing and blah blah blah. All right, there we go. We got the power poles. They're about to be created, and then we will see the beauty. There we go. There we go. And we've got wood. We have wood. It is a thing of beauty. I am actually shocked at how much trees we've created in so short a time. I mean, I know we're supposed to be creating, what, 20 trees per second, but we got a fraction of these guys. But then again, 20 trees per second, even if we're only producing 1 tree per second, that definitely fills up quite a lot. But look at all of this wood. Look at this massive, massive belts full of wood, all coming down the belt, all going into the trains. And it's pretty much free. The only input is this tiny little bit of iron. Other than that, it's all free. It's all completely 100% free. Get rid of that. And yeah, all right. So I think this is probably that's what we said we were going to do this stream, is get the wood done, and we have the wood done. It's kind of janky at the moment, but eventually this will produce 4 full red belts of wood, and that should be enough for the entire mega base. Hopefully it's enough, because God knows I don't want to have to copy and paste this anywhere. Oh, we could though, that's the thing. We could just make another one over here, copy and paste the entire thing, and have another 4 full red belts. We could also upgrade this to be like 4 green belts or 4 blue belts or something like that. But that's going to be a bit messy, because I think, look, the arboretums, yeah, there's only 1 arboretum. We could upgrade the algae farms to like algae farm 3s. We could upgrade the assemblers, but the tree farms take up a decent amount of space, and I don't think they can be upgraded. So yeah, there's only so much we can do, but hopefully 4 full red belts is all we're going to need. And yeah, look at this. Look at how much wood we are creating. It's absolutely nuts. And it's in the station. All right. So that's it. I think we're done here. Let's go over and start working on steel. Is that that's a swamp? Any more stuff here? Ooh, there's a few trees here. Let's just get them. Even if we mark them for delete and they're not covered by roboports, they will be eventually. Okay. Alrighty. So, steel ingots. Steel ingots. Alright, well it's kind of interesting because it's another 4 to 1. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to copy this pretty much identically. Which, yes, I understand that we are producing 6 belts of iron and of iron ingots, and we are using up 8. I fully understand that, but then again, steel is kind of... We haven't sort of clarified how much steel we're going to need for science eventually. And this is... The whole purpose of doing all of these electronics and having this fancy display panel here and all that sort of stuff is that we can kind of get away with not having to pre-calculate everything. We're still going to have the science running 100%, but we don't have to do all the pre-calculations as much. We can just say, okay, I'm going to whack down a steel station. If we start to run low on steel, I'm going to whack down another one. Boom, there it is. Now that sort of logic is a bit harder to do. It's going to be very easy to do that with this electronics. If you don't have these electronics and these setups, it gets very, very hard when you don't have enough science to sort of trace through and say, oh, okay, well, it's not hard, it's just boring. You've got to go through all this station, what's running here, blah, 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 blah. This makes it a lot easier. Okay. So got some iron ingots coming out. Gotta get the trains, get rid of all that stuff, get rid of those trees, and then we're just gonna have a load station. And as we mentioned before, the reason why we're making steel ingots is because because we need them for other things. Like there's stuff like cobalt and invar, I think, are the two that actually require steel ingots directly. If we weren't caring about them, then we wouldn't be making this. We would just make steel sheet coils directly off iron ingots. But yeah, okay, so iron ingots. I just want to go over to the wood station again for a second. We need to wait for those bells, but look at this. Look at all of this wood coming out. That is so worth it. And we're draining the trees quite a lot, so this will actually it's already starting to slow down. But once we've actually build all of these machines and get all of these machines up and running, remember, all of these machines and these ones are being built using one machine to build pipes. So there's one poor little machine over here making pipes, which is just being completely used up. It's just doing way too much. This one poor machine. It's products finished 3,500, and we only put it in like half an hour ago, so it's definitely been doing work. But anyway, steel ingots. Let's have a look here. Blast furnace. Okay, yeah. So we need a fuel source here. Technically, carbon is the best fuel source. So we'll get some carbon going on here. It's the most efficient fuel source, I should say. Carbon. And it's always... I mean, maybe coke pellets are a bit more efficient, but whatever, we'll just use carbon. Alright, and how do we just need a whole bunch of blast furnaces, don't we? Whole bunch of blast furnaces. Okay. So this is 1.5 per second, and it takes in 6. So we need 5 of these per red belt. Because of course we are building for red belts, because we do that with everything these days. Okay. Red. All right. Okay. Oh, I messed that up. Put those undergrounds in the wrong direction. All right. Let's try that again. And this is going to be for the fuel, because remember, we need fuel. And you need to be in the opposite direction. All right, you are long. Okay, my mouse keeps shifting a little bit. Okay. Alright, you are long. And I'm actually going to, because we're doing an odd number of machines, I'm going to have 2 outputs. And we're going to have 1 output for each direction, each side of the belt, just to make it simpler. Okay. I'm going to do that again. Like so, and again like so, and again like so. Okay. 2, 3. There's the carbon, and there is. I'm not gonna move it over one tile so that matches up with the first belt. I'm not gonna do it. Part of me wants to do it, but I'm not going to do it. Screw it, I'm gonna do it. Just because I like things to be neat and tidy. And it's always nice if the first belt lines up. It's just nice. You never get all the rest to line up, but just the first belt is nice. Alright. And now all we need is the oxygen. Now we've got 15 per second and we've got 20 machines, so that's 300 oxygen per second. Let's go back to our... I think we're actually making chemical plant 2s already. So it makes 56.5. Which is an annoying number. Oh, we only got 3 minutes left of the stream. I got to finish this build and then we're gonna call it, I think. But I am gonna finish this build. Do we have chemical plant 2s? Chemical? No, chemical plant 1s. All right. Let's make it using chemical plant 1s then. Maybe it'll have a less stupid ratio on it. Because 56.5 is very stupid. Air separation. Okay, that's just as stupid. All right. Where's my calculator? There it is. 300 divided by 43.7. What? That's crafting speed of 1.75. All right. 300 and yeah. So we need 7 of these. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. Um, 5, 6, and 7. All right. Get some power. I have a feeling these guys are not all getting hooked up to power, so let's fix that up. All right, so we need 300. Let's just double check that. 15 times 20 is 300. So we need 300 and these are 60. So let's... Not sure how many of these we'll need, but we'll put in 3. We'll put in 4. That's probably overkill. That's probably way overkill, but this 4 is fine. We can delete them later if we don't need them. So we need 600 air filters. I always forget which ones. No, it's just the level 1 ones. All right, level 1s. I'm gonna do it like this. We 33 1/3 per second. Okay, so that's 100. Doesn't quite fit, but we can squeeze these up. 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. And then that snakes in there. Don't need that extra one. And now we're going to make sure these are all powered, which I didn't really leave room for. So we have to do something like this. Takes care of all those, takes care of all those, takes care of those, takes care of those, takes care of those. And I'm probably missing a few here. These top two, I think, are not being powered by anything, so let's get them some power. And we'll put an extra power pole here, because why not? That should be all of them powered, and then, yep. That will be 600. Yep. And that'll be 300 nitrogen per second. If we actually go down to here... Okay, it does 200 per second. So technically, we only need one of these. No, we need two. Sorry, we need two. Yeah, 300 per second, and... So yeah, we need two. But that's it. That's it. That will be steel ingots. And then to make steel coils... We just need molten steel, and again, we've got all this other messed up stuff. Having said that, this is where silicon ingots might make sense to mix in there. Because, yeah, I mean, look, a silicon ingot, it depends what it needs, but if a... Because a steel ingot needs 4 iron ingots. So a silicon ingot is not going to need 4 iron ingots. So you're probably saving yourself a bunch of ore, even if silicon ingots are more complicated to make. Like, where's the pure recipe? Yeah, like this. Like you need chunks, you need crystal catalyst, but you're still avoiding half of that 4-to-1 recipe that you have for iron. So it kind of does work out in your favor to mix in the silicon ingots, but we're not going to be doing that until we can get pure silicon. And pure silicon is this advanced ore which requires blue science. So as soon as blue science comes up, we can do a lot more interesting things. All right, we already got an iron ingot train there. Got some steel ingots. Okay, I think this is a good place to finish off the episode. So we've got steel ingots being built, but not working yet. We've got iron sheet coils being made, and is doing a great, great job. And we've got wood fully working. I say fully working because it's not, we don't have the machines all built yet, but they will be built over time. And these tree seed generators, we've got a few swamp seed generators over there. What do we got? We've got 4 more desert ones. Alright, well I feel like we don't have a lot of swamp ones. So let's get some... Damn it, that didn't work. Always, I'm in the map view and I'm like, alright, where do I press to get to the thing? And I'm like, alright, I'll press the map view button, but I'm like, I'm already in the map viewer, so it just takes me out of it. Oh, you can't do that. You can copy a recipe from a temperate to a desert. Okay. Well, 4 of these will get created now, so that's nice, and we'll just have to see how we get. We do have some trees in our inventory. They've been collected by somebody, so we can whack those in there and keep those going a little bit. And we've also got some desert crap, which we'll just throw out. But there we go. That's it. That's wood done. and a whole bunch of other interesting stuff done. So we're going to continue on, and I think next episode our goal is going to be to get steel sheet coils and to replace this mess. So we're not sending iron in. So actually I'm going to write that down on my notepad. I'll leave this crap up there for now, but we might get rid of that eventually. Get iron, steel, sheet, coils into starter base. Alright, we'll leave that, and then we'll start to move across all of these other things as well, like copper. Copper will probably be the next one off the rank, because I really don't want to have this copper that's producing iron ore off the side, because we won't be using iron ore anymore. Like, iron ore will be completely useless in this base, except for this process. I meant to go back and find out why this is not running. Not enough naphtha, too much base mineral oil, too much lubricant. All right. Okay. That'll start that process off again. All right. Anyway, we're getting to a good point. Blue science is still a fair bit away though in terms of the mega base. But I mean, let's look at the engine units. Not too bad, but then we start getting into the... We're going to have to start getting into the serious petrochem stuff again. And we're going to have to make something a lot better than this janky piece of crap that we made just to get a little bit of plastic and lubricant. So yeah, but engines I don't think are going to be too hard. I should probably finish... Yeah, it's just simple stuff. All right, we're going to finish the stream off there because otherwise I'm just going to keep going forever. And I've got to get back to Farming Simulator because that is my life now. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will catch you guys later.